Don't worry. Don't worry. I'm not gonna do what you all think I'm gonna do, which is just flip out!
Nothing cuts as deep as seeing your favorite TV star quit or get unceremoniously booted from a production. From creative decisions to behind-the-scene dramas, these are 15 major TV stars who left hit TV shows. And as a bonus, I'll show you one of the biggest star meltdowns ever. So, sit back and let's rewind time. Number 1. Andrew Lincoln wasn't just a star in The Walking Dead. He literally carried the show on his back. He was the undisputed leader, moral compass, and heart of the show for 9 seasons. In fact, every fan of the show started by rooting for Rick Grimes through every zombie apocalypse horror.
Stay back! Anybody who tries to stop me's killing my brother!
But unlike some of the more colorful characters on the list, Lincoln's departure was purely personal. The star's family lived in England, while filming for The Walking Dead often took place in Georgia. According to Lincoln, he couldn't balance his schedule to spend enough time with his loved ones, ultimately forcing the star to leave the production. Fortunately, the star wasn't killed off, famously airlifted away to star in future Walking Dead movies and now a spin-off series with Michonne. Yet, it still left a gaping hole and led to a monumental shift for the show, which had to find its footing without the lead star. But you won't believe what forced the next star to leave so unceremoniously. Number 2. The departure of David Caruso from NYPD Blue is one of the most legendary in Hollywood history. It even became a punchline. Caruso's intense gaze and delivery turned him into the breakout star of the entire show.
I didn't beat him.
Then why'd he give it up?
Because he's guilty. And he knew I was willing to beat it out of him to get the truth.
His role as Detective John Kelly in the first season of NYPD Blue became legendary, even earning the star a Golden Globe. But it was the behind-the-scenes drama that ultimately led to his exit. According to some rumors, Caruso wasn't exactly the easiest person to work with, and after noticing how impactful he was on camera, the star demanded a significant pay raise. Moreover, he didn't want to stick to TV shows, wanting to move into the world of movies for a film career. Yet his demands fell on deaf ears, and to the dismay of fans, he was simply let go after just 1.5 seasons. Unfortunately, his tantrum didn't go too well among the Hollywood faithful, and his film career, well, that never really got going. Had it not been for CSI Miami, the star might have completely disappeared from the memory of fans. It once again proves that sometimes humility is more important than money. Do you think he deserved the pay increase? Or was NYPD Blue perfectly fine without the star? Let us know in the comments below. So, who can really beat this dramatic exit? Number 3. Grey's Anatomy is undoubtedly one of the longest-running television shows ever. With 22 seasons already done, it doesn't seem like the show has any signs of slowing down. And this means that many cast members have come and gone over the last 2 decades. Chief among them is none other than T.R. Knight, known to many as the sweet but often unlucky Dr. George O'Malley.
This is a very small bed.
He's a brain surgeon.
I look fantastic. I shaved my legs.
He's a brain surgeon. How can he be so brainless?
In fact, George was one of the original interns, with his journey taking him through a complex love life while having some of the greatest on-screen friendships ever. His character resonated deeply with fans, while giving people a combination of sad and happy emotions. Yet, his exit was far more complex than anyone had ever expected. According to reports, he had a few creative ideas of his own, and this led to some significant communication problems with showrunner Shonda Rhimes. Knight found himself with less screen time, while a supposed argument with Isaiah Washington was the final straw. At least the creators didn't give him a bad write-off. His tragic death hit fans hard, but it was necessary to open the star up for other roles. He'd go on to have a very successful Broadway career, but from one heartbreaking exit to the next. Number 4. One of the most incredible on-screen characters is none other than Lieutenant Colonel Henry Blake in the hit television series MASH.
What's your problem, which I may have tattooed on my forehead?
In fact, this is a mail call today, sir.
To younger audiences, McLean Stevenson might not be much of a star, but for those who followed the show from the 70s and into the 80s, he is one of the biggest television stars. He was a bumbling, lovable commanding officer, a father to the 4077th, and ultimately a fan favorite. Yet at some point, he felt that something bigger might be on the horizon, and that MASH was probably holding him back. So, he and the producers agreed that it might be better for his own career to leave the set. But knowing that it would be one of the biggest moments of the entire series, they truly made it special. Instead of simply transferring him, they famously killed Henry Blake off in a plane crash in the episode Abyssinia Henry. It was a gut punch to viewers, a pioneering moment in TV history for its realism, and a testament to Stevenson's impact. Number 5. In one of the most shocking twists ever to take place on Law & Order, Christopher Maloney, who starred as Detective Elliot Stabler, left a hole in the hearts of many viewers when he finally departed the hit television show. For 12 incredible seasons, Stabler and Mariska Hargitay's Olivia Benson were one of television's most iconic partnerships. They didn't only have insane on-screen chemistry, but their intensity and unwavering commitment to victims often stole the show and drove the narrative. Calling it electric is an understatement. However, Maloney had to make the hard decision in 2011 to exit the production, with contract disputes being cited as the main reason. According to reports, he couldn't agree with the production team on the salary or the length of his new deal. This truly left fans devastated, but SVU still managed to continue its incredible run. Unfortunately, they couldn't ever fill the Stabler void, but thanks to some clever negotiations, they did manage to pull him back for organized crime, which truly shows the impact he had, and that the fans are still in control. As a wise man once said, this was a true story of a phoenix rising from the ashes. Number 6. Downton Abbey was one of the all-time great television series, but the unexpected exit of Dan Stevens as Matthew Crawley rocked the production.
It is, but don't tire yourself out. Sit down now and we'll send for Dr. Clarkson.
Putting it bluntly, do you think Robert has thrown in the towel prematurely?
Matthew wasn't just a star, but the charming heir to Downton, and his epic romance with Lady Mary proved to be the emotional backbone of the series. It gripped fans and kept them tuning in week after week to find out what is next for the couple. For their marriage and the birth of their first child, the two gripped audiences. But after a few seasons, Stevens had bigger ambitions and wanted to expand his acting career beyond television.
You bastard. Stop this at once!
Then, the studio decided to kill off his character most unexpectedly and dramatically. He simply died in a car accident just moments after meeting his newborn son in the 2012 Christmas special. Since it happened so suddenly, viewers were left shocked, with some of them even turning to fury on various online platforms. It was quite a shock for something like this to happen on Christmas Day, but it also meant that fans of the show would never forget the heartbreaking moment. Number 7. Batwoman might not have been everyone's cup of tea, and often one of the most underrated shows on the CW.
X-ray vision. You really do have a lot of tattoos. And somehow I feel like Cara Danvers doesn't have a single one.
Thanks to star Ruby Rose, who was the first lesbian lead superhero in a live-action TV series, it became a mega draw for audiences. Unfortunately, her mega performances didn't last long, and after just a single season, she announced her departure. But what made the star leave the lucrative role? Well, according to her, a combination of onset injuries created the spark. But much more controversial were the alleged unsafe working conditions. This was one of the main complaints from the star. It was one of the first times that a lead or central figure surprisingly exited her lead role, forcing the show to recast a lead star. But we simply cannot get rid of Grey's Anatomy. Number 8. Our longest-running medical drama makes another appearance at number 8 on this list. But this time, it is the often hated and jerk that is Dr. Alex Karev.
What's the matter with you? Change your clothes now.
Oh, yes, that's it. I have been walking around in the same vomit-soaked shirt since this morning.
Much like the previous star we lost, Alex was one of the original interns, but his character was anything but sweet. He began his stint as the self-centered jerk who believed the whole hospital revolved around him, but eventually transformed into the beloved pediatric surgeon. He didn't just help build the show, he starred in it for up to 16 seasons. Then, in 2020, Chambers abruptly left the production, without even appearing in his final episode. His character's exit, explained by letters revealing he'd left Seattle to reunite with Izzy Stevens and their children, left many fans feeling cheated and unsatisfied after such a long investment in his character's journey. This probably wasn't the best way for a long-running character to leave, but it seems that now, a few years later, fans of the medical drama have moved on, finding solace in the fact that he might one day return. Number 9. No one can forget the iconic role of Sam Waterston as District Attorney Jack McCow on Law & Order.
The defendant is one of the richest men in the world. He donates billions of dollars to various charities across the globe. He is close friends with...
What's fascinating is that Waterston has become synonymous with the series, being around for decades. His steady, powerful presence became the moral compass of the DA's office after joining the production in 1994. By 2024, he was the longest-running cast member, but eventually, the time for the old actor was going to run out. Aged 83 at the time of his departure, Waterston didn't have any bad blood with the production, nor did he have a fallout with a cast member. He simply stated that it was time to move on and explore other ventures. This left a gaping hole in the set, but at least he became one of the characters the show will forever remember. And should his health keep steady, there could perhaps be a possibility of him returning to the show at some point, even if just for a single episode. Maybe this is just some wishful thinking, but when it comes to Hollywood, nothing is set in stone and things could change on a dime. Number 10. Let's face it, Henry Cavill is best known for his portrayal as Clark Kent in Superman. His appearance on The Witcher ultimately supersedes every superhero movie he made. Known as Geralt of Rivia in The Witcher, Cavill has always been a huge fan of games and books, especially those superhero comics that turned him into a megastar. He brought physicality and dedication that turned Geralt into a character adored by fans.
Perhaps the Lords encountered rare subspecies of manticore.
Then, in 2022, he completely caught fans off guard when announcing that he was not going to return for Season 3. The announcement was met with widespread shock and dismay, even some outrage from the die-hard fans of the show. But the reason was quite interesting. According to official reports, Cavill made the decision because of his own demanding schedule and a desire to take on brand new projects. In fact, returning for Superman would have already made it hard for the star to continue playing his role in The Witcher. Yet it was later revealed that the real reason runs far deeper and comes from creative differences between him and the studio. According to reports, Cavill wanted to change the role of the character, which the production didn't agree with. And you can bet his massive salary also amped up the production costs significantly. Fortunately, he was replaced with another Hollywood megastar in Liam Hemsworth. This signaled a massive shift in the global fantasy hit, and it is quite interesting to see how all of this plays out. This is especially true given the fact that The Witcher is one of the biggest budget television series ever made. Number 11. When The Mandalorian first hit television screens, it immediately became a hit. The series builds on Star Wars and gives fans an even deeper look into the story of the bad guys. Yet one of the biggest stars was none other than Gina Carano, who played the role of Cara Dune in the hit series. As one of the toughest shock troopers, Cara Dune was pivotal in the story, and the actor truly brought the character to life. She was a crucial ally for Din Djarin, becoming a massive fan favorite, but her exit was met with mixed feelings. According to reports, the star was fired by Lucasfilm in 2021 after a series of controversial social media posts that were deemed offensive and unacceptable. Unlike some of the other stars, she didn't get a hero send-off, but her cut was swift and public, making massive headlines and sparking debate about social media conduct and accountability for public figures. It actually set off a wave that has roots in politics and led to the whole cancel culture debacle. But she still had a massive impact on the show, and her stellar performance cannot be denied. Number 12. Yellowstone erupted from out of nowhere, becoming the most popular television show in the United States at one point. Written by the master wordsmith Taylor Sheridan, the series has already turned into a cult classic, with numerous spin-offs already in the works. But none of the actors were as influential as Kevin Costner, who played the raunchy and often rugged John Dutton.
A friend of mine in Jackson Hole was talking about their rodeo.
Bozeman doesn't have one. Why not? That's because nobody here cares about rodeos. Oh, you're wrong, John.
John Dutton wasn't just a character, but the patriarch of the Dutton Ranch. He was the heart and soul of the television series, often driving the stories and being the man who solidified the legacy of the Dutton family. Then everyone was shocked when the studio announced his departure, turning it into one of the most dramatic sagas in Hollywood. His departure dominated headlines for months, with no one truly knowing exactly why he moved on. It is reported that Costner had scheduling conflicts with his ambitious multi-part film project, Horizon. But more importantly, there were his disagreements with the producers on his filming availability. In fact, his exit was so impactful, it led to the ending of the flagship series. His character's fate and how the show will conclude without its central figure remain a huge question mark, making this an unprecedented high-stakes exit in modern TV history. But there might be some hope, with rumors swirling that perhaps John Dutton could be on the verge of returning. This is what fans want, and maybe Taylor Sheridan could drop his differences and bring the man who turned Yellowstone into a cult classic back for one more season. Number 13. If you've been a massive follower of the television series Cheers, you might have been shocked when Shelley Long, who portrayed the character of Diane Chambers, left the sitcom. Diane, the sophisticated, often pretentious waitress, was the perfect foil for Ted Danson's Sam Malone. Their will they, won't they dynamic was the heart of the show for its first 5 seasons. Long, however, yearned for a film career and felt creatively stifled. She left in 1987, a huge gamble for a show at its peak. While Cheers thrived with Kirstie Alley's Rebecca Howe, the dynamic between Sam and Diane remains legendary. Number 14.
Up here, give me 20 minutes.
Oh, no. I have a better idea. Wrap it up now.
10 minutes?
Now!
We got 5 minutes.
Perhaps the biggest divorce ever was the departure of Charlie Sheen from the hit sitcom 2.5 Men. His character, the infamous Charlie Harper, was a rich jingle writer living in his beachside mansion in Malibu. Along with his brother Alan, they took care of Alan's son Jake, but his raunchy life of partying, women, and alcohol truly made him a fan favorite. The only problem was that this wasn't merely a television character, and behind the scenes, Charlie actually lived the on-screen character. It got out of hand, with John Cryer, his co-star, sharing in his autobiography that Charlie was truly intoxicated or under the influence while filming. But when Chuck Lorre, the creator of the show, showed him the door, Charlie went on a media rant. "I'm tired of pretending that Chuck Lorre is not a clown. I fire his I've got a new show. I'm calling it 2.5 Men without the clown." The producers chose to end his contract, bringing in the beloved Ashton Kutcher. Yet he was still the highest paid actor at the time, earning a whopping $1.8 million per episode. But to cut him off, Chuck Lorre sent a message, and in the final episode of the show, they hired a lookalike, famously having his piano drop on his head. Perhaps if Charlie had a better mindset and focused on his acting, it might have been a completely different outcome. But what do you think of this dramatic exit? Number 15. Criminal Minds was one of the greatest psychological crime series ever created. One character, Agent Jason Gideon, famously portrayed by Mandy Patinkin, was one of the greatest stars on television. Patinkin, a beloved and decorated actor, simply did not show up for work at the beginning of Season 3 and demanded to be released from his contract immediately. This forced the show to explain his absence via a rushed, off-screen departure from the lead profiler. The shock was the way he left, abandoning his job and colleagues, followed by his later, very public statements where he called the hit procedural show destructive to my soul.
And I don't care whether I'm playing Hamlet or Gideon in Criminal Minds, I go about it the same way. And 16 hours a day, 9.5 months a year, was destroying my heart and soul. It was very, very destructive to me.
It was an unprecedented act of conscience for a major network star to walk away from a lucrative contract and then condemn the material as toxic. This is just crazy to think that such high-earning stars simply left due to some differences. Which one do you think is the worst? Let us know in the comments below. And if you've ever seen a crazy movie performance before, what do you think of Val Kilmer in Tombstone? If you haven't, check out this video to see some of the crazy behind-the-scenes action.